Hi, welcome to my latest video. Well, in this one I'm going to do a box opening and product review of this wireless keyboard and mouse combination. It's from a company called Samsers. Full disclosure, I was sent this free of charge to do a review and give my honest opinion of it, but it will not change anything I have to say about it. I will do a detailed review of this to the best I can and let everybody here on this video know how it did. The box is sort of indescript, actually. I don't see much information here about the company itself, front or back. There's some specs and UL stuff in the back of it, but other than that, you would never know what company it's from. The color's kind of interesting. It sort of matches one of the standard competitors out there, but you know, I don't know if that matters. An interesting feature about this is that the batteries are rechargeable. And it probably does come with a cable, but we'll find out to charge it up. But it's supposed to be USB-C type power connection, pretty standard, and it's supposed to be pretty quick in terms of charging the batteries, like 2 hours or less, whereas you can then use it for quite a bit of time, probably the better part of a week or more, depending on your usage. It'll take a little bit less usage on the mouse itself. That obviously has a smaller battery in it, but we'll see how it does. So let me open this thing up and see what comes with it. Okay, here it is. Let me get this open. It's got a couple of these tabs on it. I don't see any tape blocking this. We'll find out in a moment. It's got a little user manual in it. I'll take a quick look at that before I start the testing and see what's involved. Doesn't look like it's too long. See, at the top here it's got a membrane, so I guess you have a protective membrane if that's what you like using on your keyboards. So that's included here. It's the keyboard itself. Get this out of its wrapper. It's got some weight to it. It's not a lightweight, that's for sure. Feels pretty sturdy. It is still plastic housing. Let me see how it flexes. It doesn't have a backbone of metal, so it does flex pretty well here. That may not be good at the end of it, but let's see. What is this? Oh, here's the USB connector for it. So it'll use up a USB 2.0 in order to run. Let's see what we got here. Oh, here's a USB-C charging port. So I'll be charging it up before I actually use it. It's got pretty good feel for a non-mechanical keyboard. It's got a little dock here. Now I understand that that's where you can put like your smartphone in there. Obviously not with a case. Case is getting in the way, so it won't hold my phone with this protective case I got wrapped around it. So I'll see how that works with either with this case removed or with another phone. Here in the front we have the standard full-size keyboard. It's got the numeric pad, it's got all the function keys. It looks like it has special functions as well that you can hit with the function button over here. And let's see, over here in terms of lights, we have several of them. I'll look them up and figure out which is which. There is an on and off switch here. So if I turn it on, what happens? Oh, it comes on. And a green light comes on here. So I guess that's the power on light, but it's whether or not it'll hold its charge is a different case. It may not be, I shouldn't really use it when it's not charged. Okay, so that's the keyboard. Let's see what else is in the box. And like I thought, well, there is a charging cable, USB 2.0. And the mouse itself is in this little protective bag. Oh, that's the charging port. I thought it was another one of those adapters, but it's not. Hopefully the single adapter will work for both. I'll find it out once I turn it on and charge it and turn it on. Looks like it's got a power switch here. It does come on. And then it goes right off again. I guess whether it's got no charge or it's because it didn't connect. Not sure yet. I'll find out later. Two standard buttons. Let me see how this feels here. A little bit on the small side for my hand. So it's a little bit on the short side. I'll do a comparison to my other mice. See, it's got some side buttons here that obviously can be used for special functions. You could change the actual resolution, the DP of it. I read that in the instructions. It's got several different DP options to choose from. And I'll look up how that's taken care of. Button in the middle. Okay. So let me get this thing going. I'll start with the keyboard. Take the cable here and run it over to a USB charging station. Cable looks like it's about 3 feet. Will that reach to my connecting? It might. Let me see if I plug this in here. I have a standard charging port over here. I'll have to switch over to an adapter if it's not long enough. Here that I have my drawer. Plug this guy in. A little red light comes on, a little lightning bolt on it, so I guess that means it's charging. So we'll see how it does. I'll time it. Got the time set right now, about 4:15, and we'll see how long that takes. Well, now it's fully charged. The light turned from red to green. It only took about an hour and 20 minutes to do this, so it was well within the 2 hours that they mentioned, but maybe it was already partially charged. Let me switch over to the mouse. Okay, if I switch over to the mouse, what do we get? Okay, it's all charged now, so we can move on. Okay, let me turn these on and see how it works. I've already got the dongle plugged into my computer. So I'll start with the keyboard, turn it on, blinked here for power, and then blinked here, which means it's connected through the 2.4 gigahertz. The default, which is the dongle that I put on the PC. Let's turn this one on. Same thing, blinked here a little bit lighter, and then it blinked on the 2.4 gigahertz light on the mouse. So we should be connected that way, and I see it moving on the screen right now. So let me try typing something. It seems to work fine. And when I'm typing, I see this light continuing to blink as I go. Every so often it blinks. I guess that's when it's checking the connection. So it seems to work fine. Let me see if there's any way I can check one of the Bluetooths. I'm not sure if this computer will work with that or not. And I guess I could try it on my phone next and see if it at least sees it when I connect up to those. These are the buttons here, by the way, that you press depending on what you want to connect to. This is the default 2.4 gigahertz button right here. And then you have Bluetooth 1, Bluetooth 2. So you can connect to 3 different devices and switch around with a simple button press. But let's see if the phone actually sees it. Okay, let me push the first Bluetooth one here. So you see the blue light over here now. Let me go into the phone, let me go into settings, let me go into Bluetooth. And there it is, it actually sees it. The keyboard, it sees it as either 5.0 or 3.0. What happens if I turn the mouse to that mode? There we go. And now it sees it here. So we see all 3 of them showing up on the phone, right here. 2 different versions of the keyboard and 1 version for the mouse. Okay, so I'm not going to connect that now, but I just wanted to show it is possible to use this on Bluetooth, and since it has 2 of them, we could switch over to the other one if we wanted to. But let me switch back to the regular. And I'll do the same thing here. I'll switch back to regular. And now we're connected back to the computer. And here we are again. And I'll say after the switch. And we're good. I think it tests out okay. Obviously I could try it with a device that answers the Bluetooth. I don't have an iPad right now. That'd be the best way to do it. And the phone, I just don't have all those apps installed on it. So I'll call it a review. I'll say that this particular one is pretty good. I like the fact that it has some significant weight to it. I think the fact that this slot here for the phone is a little bit narrow. It probably should have been split in half with part wider in my opinion. But you know, most people are not going to have the kind of covers that I have on mine. Well, enough my review opinion of this keyboard and mouse combination. I like the keyboard. It's not mechanical, but a lot of people don't like mechanical keyboards because of the loud clicking noise that they usually have. This one does as well as any keyboard that I've seen of this style, non-mechanical. The mouse, to change the DPI, you click on the center button, and it has several options according to the manual. By the way, the manual is extremely good. It has a lot of good information in it, including some general troubleshooting and how to reset either the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth if they were to get locked up somehow, which could happen. So I would read through this if I were you and I get it. As I said before, this could be a little bit wider for an iPhone that has a case on it. Also, It probably could be longer as well to allow for a iPad, which this one will not support. Now maybe they figure that the weight is not substantial enough, but I think it probably could hold an iPad successfully. But what I really like about this keyboard is the fact that you could switch between the Wi-Fi and 2 different Bluetooth connections quickly, which means obviously you could have it on your computer, and if you want to then connect up to your iPhone or connect up to an iPad or 2 iPhones or even 3 computers, if you have 2 of them that support Bluetooth, then you'd work very well. You could quickly switch from one to the other without having to have 3 keyboards, and it would be fantastic. So that's something that I'm going to seriously consider for some of my lab equipment. But we'll see how it goes. So I do recommend this, except it is a little bit costly. Although in Amazon right now, if you follow a link that I have down in the notes, you'll see they're running a pretty good discount right now.